Alright, y'all. Mopar 101. This is how you freaking drive. Okay? This is how you drive. We have seen so many Mopars, but one jewel that we never get to see is a DAWG mag. Okay? Fellas, grab your Magnums and take your girl on a ride of her lifetime. Because this is not a normal Magnum, okay? This is a Hellcat swap DAWG Magnum. And this guy gave LittleRock police that fucking work. Do you hear me? But the question is, the horsepower doesn't mean a damn thing. It's the driver that matters. And we know LittleRock to ASP is like Clayton County to GSP. Did your boy actually get away? We're gonna find out right now, man. Holla at your boy. Grab your Magnums and take a ride of your lifetime. No pun intended. And pause in case that sounded weird. But anyway, let's get into it.
Yeah.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Blackhawk Bond 007. You already know what time it is. Back here with another video. If you know the vibes, hit the subscribe. If you don't bite, give me a like. That's right. Become a Blackhawk right here, right now if you like what I do. I got the latest and the greatest police chases, POV test drives, car tutorials, car news, and car reviews. Let's get into it. Alright. Let's not waste any time. I already gave y'all a synopsis of what we're going to look at today. What happens when you want a good police chase quick and fast? You get LRH in cash. You can find a link to his page in the description down below. And without further ado, let's do what makes us great. Let's get to the chase. Yep. Alright, right off rip, it's a chase. Let's fucking go. Alright. Right before we dig into this, okay, if you don't want to miss any of the Mopar police chases or the non-Mopar police chases, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Once you subscribe, you have officially become a Blackhawk. Turn on all notifications so you do not miss a single video. Help me get to 3,000 subscribers. Let's get it. Man, that Magnum sounds beautiful with that swap. Oh my god. Hellcat swap, y'all. Did you hear how that thing was growling? Ew, you hear that? That sound like the Brotherhood of Muscle.
I said, wait a minute.
Make me want a Hellcat swap one. Got a little bit of traffic, but it's alright. He's finna find his way around it. Excuse me. Slid right in that joint. He slid in that shit like the DM.
So if it... That boy, look here, this is tendernism at its best.
Real smooth with it. only one problem right now in the comment section. What do y'all think that he's doing right now that he should not be doing? So what should he be doing? He got the distance, so what's next? Man, this Magnum is taking this dude to Gapplebee's.
Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Where's the Magnum at, y'all? Where's the Hellcat Magnum at, y'all? See, this is what I be talking about, yo. When you have the power to your advantage and you know how to drive that thing, it don't matter if it's the highways or the byways or the city. Drive that thing to stand on an accelerator. Let's fucking go. This is how you freaking do it. It's only one thing he's still doing wrong right now. In the comment section, let me know what it is that I'm talking about. What should he be doing right now? Just go ahead at 1022. You can't even see him, man. You chasing hopes and dreams. And you're in an Explorer. Look at the hood orientation, y'all. He's in an Explorer. He's chasing hopes and dreams. $10.22, over and out. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, so he thinks maybe he went back on the highway? Or on the highway, because we weren't on the highway before. Who's driving this car? Dora the Explorer? Who are you looking for? 1022, over and out.
So if it, boy, look here, this is tenderism at its best.
All right, y'all. So, you know, just to be on the safe side, we can fast forward a little bit to see if this. Yeah, man, this is over. Mopar 101. That's how you do it, baby. Let's see if we got any details here. It says officers were traveling to 6425 University Avenue to assist officers with what is this? Caravanners in the area. Officers observed a dark maroon Dodge Magnum with white quarter panels making a U-turn at West 65th Street and University Ave, heading north on University. While the vehicle was making a U-turn, it squealed its tires while entering both lanes of traffic before returning to its lane. Officers reached speeds of around 67 miles per hour, while the vehicle was still pulling away in a 45 miles per hour zone. In an attempt to catch up to the vehicle, I turned on my blue lights trying to catch up to the vehicle. The Dodge swerved between two vehicles and then exited the roadway and drove on the shoulder with two vehicles stopped on the shoulder. The manner in which they were driving showed that they had no due regard for the safety of others or property. While this was happening, officers were trying to advise on main channel what was going on. Officers activated lights and sirens and announced on main channel that they will be in a vehicle pursuit due to reckless driving. Officers started the pursuit around University Ave and Mableville Pike, Mableville. Okay, maybe the A is silent. The pursuit continued north on University Ave, passing Asher, 12th Street, and Interstate 630 at high rates of speeds reaching 124 miles per hour. Wow.
Tender ain't a word.
Officers continued the pursuit eastbound on Markham Street as speeds reached 117 miles per hour. As officers were continuing east on Boone Street, officers could see the tail lamps of Vehicle 1. Officers could see the tail lamps of Vehicle 1. What do you think I was talking about the entire time in the chase, y'all? What was the one thing that he kept doing wrong? He had the distance, he had the power, he had gas in his tank, and he clearly got away. But do you think the chase would have lasted this long if he didn't cut them lights? All he had to do was clear them lights. This would have been perfect. Chef's kiss. And that's what I was talking about. He should have killed those lights. It would have been perfect. Okay? So it says, officers could see the tail lamps of Vehicle 1. Officers lost sight of Vehicle 1 around Boone Street and 3rd Street, but relocated the vehicle traveling south on Wolf Street. Why is that? Because he didn't kill his lights. But lost sight of the vehicle and discontinued the pursuit. Downtown officer advised that Vehicle 1 was traveling east on 7th Street and was turning south on Marshall Street. The downtown officers advised that they were in pursuit of the vehicle, but it was quickly discontinued due to issues with their patrol vehicle. Officers lost sight of the vehicle. Last seen heading east on Interstate 630. Officers were unable to obtain a license plate number. Woo! The approximate top speed of the pursuit was 125 miles per hour. The approximate length of the pursuit was 9.2 miles. BWC was in use. What is BWC? But anyway, yes, y'all. Yes. Mopar 101. If you have the gas, if you have the horsepower, if you know how to handle that horsepower, meaning if you know how to drive it, it doesn't matter if it's a Hellcat or if it's a four-cylinder at this point. The driver is what matters. You got to know where you're going as well, too. Like, we had this Kia. The guy clearly didn't have the power. It's a 1.8 liter four-cylinder. He had the gas because the chase wouldn't have lasted as long as it did. And it lasted a while, bro. He knew how to drive the car, but the thing that killed him was, all right, he didn't hit the highway, so it was stayed in the city because it wouldn't have lasted on the highway. But he didn't know where he was going. He knew how to drive it, he knew how to maneuver it, but he didn't know where he was going. And that was his disadvantage because instead of him cutting loose and going on different corners and hitting every corner you could possibly hit, that's what you do. When you have a car that does not have the power, you use the city to your advantage. Highways are for straightaways, not the city. You don't go on a straightaway in a city. They know you're coming. So that's how they were planning to spike that Kia. And that's how he got arrested. You know what I mean? He got caught up because he wasn't using the city to his advantage. When you're in the city, you're supposed to be cutting up. But unfortunately for him, he kept doing too many straightaways. So the police were able to anticipate his driving patterns, and they were able to successfully prepare for stop sticks. And that's how they got him. And he tried to continue to chase as long as he could, but it's only so long you're gonna go before them rims is sparking up the concrete. You're gonna lose vehicle control. And what happened? He hit the pole. That shit, boom, exploded on impact. So yeah, man, that's how you do it, baby. And I want to show y'all something. I screenshotted a conversation me and one of our fellow Blackhawks having here. I think this is it right here. Let me see. Is this it? Yep, this is it. We found it. So a conversation that we had on a former police chase that we had with one of the comment section. He gave me permission, and well, I mean, obviously, you know, it's public, so I wouldn't do it anyway. But was still curious enough to ask, you know, if I could feature this conversation because this guy right here, it says Miss Smith 8532. Okay. So I was asking in one of the police chases if y'all know which type of vehicle this was. This was a police chase against another Challenger. If y'all remember, I believe it was ASP. And the officer was on first day, fresh out the academy, and ends up getting into a police chase. So yeah, I was asking y'all what type of vehicle this was because it was hard to tell by the hood indentation. Because they had a second vehicle in the corner that was in a pursuit that they were showing a second camera. And we found out that it was an Explorer. And she said, that's an Explorer with no turbos. And I said, and a bad driver to come with it. Why did they plan on keeping V6 in their fleet to look good and say we have inventory? If they were smart, they would invest in maps, downpipes, and whipples. Oh, I forgot this is not Florida, LOL. She then says, Blackhawk Bond 007, yeah, he was a terrible driver. I've been in law enforcement 6 years and have been in several high-speed chases. His driving was horrible. It's good he's in an Explorer. If he was in a Charger, he would have definitely wrecked out. And I worked from all three, from police, sheriff, highway, and patrol. And I say Explorers are good for the city. They handle better for the streets with all the turns and speed bumps, but no highway patrol needs Explorers. They need the Chargers and Mustangs to keep up with the cars at highway speeds. For the life of me, I'll never understand why agencies go with the slowest vehicles. That Challenger was an RT Hemi with 370 horsepower. If it had been a Scat or higher, he would have been out of there. I've been put in an Explorer, and I could tell you pretty much what she was saying. Let's actually, you know what? No. Let's go to the actual video so we can get that full conversation right there. Yeah, let's pull it up real fast because I remember which one it was. It was it was this one right here. So everybody woke up at a look at me playing my stuff. So let's find this right here. But yeah, man. Was that it? Yep, we found it. So here we go. So this is the conversation that I had. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. All right, so yeah, so she says, and I've worked all three, from police, sheriff, highway patrol. I'd say Explorers are good for the city. They handle better for the streets with all the terms. Here we go. She says, for the life of me, I'll never understand why agencies go with the slowest vehicles. That Challenger was an RT Hemi with 370 horsepower. If it had been a Scat or higher, he would have been out of there. I've been put in an Explorer, and I can tell you about how fast he was pulling away and the sound of the Explorer, what it was, and which trim level Dodge he was chasing. And I said, first and foremost, thank you for your service to the communities. Secondly, there is a chase I recommend recently covered where the Kia Rio almost got away from an Explorer in a city, and had he not ran into spikes. It's not about the horsepower. It's about the driver. The Kia was lighter and subcompact, so he used corners to his advantage. His problem was he kept going too long on the straightaway, which is typically, y'all, something you do if you're on a highway if you have the horsepower to pull away, like this Magnum did. By the way, y'all, Hellcat swapped Magnum, by the way. Magnum never came with a Hellcat. So the highest it came with was an SRT. So that prepares law enforcement for those spikes. Also, law enforcement needs to stop using the comb brush guards and switch to the wide ones. You know, like the one that covers the whole grill? If they could use that, I say, you know, they do that, they could play Mario Kart on the ass when it's time to pit or TBI. So she said, yeah, and to add on to your horsepower point, what suspects fail to realize is that it's not about the gap for law enforcement. This is what we was talking about, y'all. Listen to what she's about to say right now. She is about to drop some gems on your ass. We're not recommending running from the cops, but she's telling you, if you're going to run from the cops, don't be dumb doing it. This is the problem. She says, pay attention. She's about to drop some gems. She says, to add on to your horsepower point, what suspects fail to realize is that it's not about the gap for law enforcement. It's about keeping you in sight. You should have killed them damn lights. She said that's why you see so many chases where scats get caught by GSP in Arkansas and Florida. I chased a wide body scat through 2 counties at 170 plus miles per hour with my patrol car topping out at 150 due to the limiter, and he gapped me pretty bad at certain points in the chase. But I was still able to keep him in sight, and I knew the roads along with having a GPS. So I stayed with him, and he tried to exit the highway, and he really couldn't shake me, and he got caught by me and arrested. If they have the driving skills and they're in a Hellcat or greater, yeah, they'd get away with ease, like this Magnum did. Okay? If they have the driving skills and a Hellcat or greater, yeah, they get away with ease if they know how to get out of sight. But anything like a GT, SS, or Scat, horsepower range, chances are slim to none. And we had a Durango GT on the channel, y'all. Your boy got away. Why do you think he got away? Because he killed those damn lights. Your boy got away because he killed the damn lights. He knew he only had a V6, so he knew highways wasn't going to be his advantage. So what's the best thing to do? City. Not only did he use the city, he did the one thing that Kia should have did. He used the city to his advantage by hitting corners, not constant straightaways. That's how they was able to plan to spike him. So not only did he do that, he took him on back roads, kept hitting every corner so he can shake him, get him out of sight. And he killed those lights. That's how you do it, man. If he would have killed those lights, I would have called this. I gotta give him 9.5 out of 10. Because if he would have killed those lights, this would have been 10 out of 10. Chef's kiss, perfect chase. But yeah, man. Yeah, that was a good chase. I like that. You gotta know what you're doing. If more people killed their lights, the chances of you getting away are literally, they increase. The chases would last even shorter. It wouldn't last as long as they usually do. You know what I mean? But LRH and Cash, make sure you subscribe to the channel, show me some love. If you want to see the original video, the link to their page will be in the description down below. Holla at your boys. Keep doing what you're doing. We see you over here. We know that you see us seeing you over there. You know what I mean? Maybe one day we could do a collab. I just did my first collab with Missouri Chasers. That was a good collab. And by the way, that was the chase that had the Kia. You want to check that out? If y'all want that, I can add it to, I don't have to add it to the description, but at your request, I can send you the direct link to that chaser. You can see what exactly we did wrong. They did wrong. I'm sorry with the stutter. That Kia almost got away. So I think that's a really good chase. That's why I featured the chase, because the Kia could have got away. You know what I mean? And it really goes to show you that it doesn't matter about the horsepower. It matters about the driver behind that wheel. But because he went too long on a straightaway, police anticipated their technique to be able to stop him. If you know the vibes, hit the subscribe. If you don't bite, give me a like. Give the video a big thumbs up. Drop a comment in the comment section below. Let me know which car or Mopar you would like to see on the next police chase. And until next time, holla at your boy. I'll see y'all on the next video.
Tendernism at its best.
Kind of makes me wonder why the hell so many people are trying to tell me to slow down. Seems like motherfuckers should be shutting the hell up and enjoying the show.